Welcome to another episode of Thoughts on Education Initiative by College Dunya. Today we have with us Dr. Mohan Avasti, Principal, Rungta College of Engineering and Technology, Bhilai. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Very good morning, ma'am.
Thank you for sparing some time to be a part of Thoughts on Education Initiative by College Dunya. So to begin with the interview, my first question is, what do you see as RCET Bhilai's greatest strength and how can it be enhanced?
Ma'am, greatest strength our at this moment is the placement facility that we are providing to our students. We are the highest placement provider in the Central India. Our training and placement department is very strong, working round the clock for bringing the placement to the students. All the leading companies which are hiring the freshers in the India are all regularly visiting our institute. So that is our. Apart from that, we have the world-class infrastructure available in our campus. Then our college is NAC and MBA accredited, and all the faculties are well qualified and trained. All our labs are well equipped. Apart from this, for the overall development of the students, we are having 14 students group working in our campus. These groups are basically formed by the students. All the activities are being organized by the student itself. They are we are just monitoring the activities. All the activities are provided, so like Rangamanch, then Postmaster, and all the things, so that the music activity, the Run Vijay activity, which is for the sports facility of the students. So we are providing all platforms for the students for their overall development. This is one thing. Then we have an incubation center, working incubation center, and this is the only working incubation center in the Chhattisgarh, where we are providing the startup facility for the students. Whatever the students are having ideas, they can be rolled out in the market itself. Presently, two our products are working in the market. One is the PrintPay, and second is the Feeder. These are the two products which have been launched by our students via our incubation center. So this is what our basic strength, so that all the facilities which are required for the overall development of the student that has been provided by the RCET.
So, sir, how does the curriculum of RCET Bhilai ensure the best practice of the industry?
Ma'am, we are affiliated to the Chhattisgarh Swami Vivekananda Technical University, Bhilai. So we are following the syllabus which is provided by the Technical University. And that syllabus is also very good. But it doesn't mean that the syllabus is outdated. Yes, recently they have regularly they are updating their syllabus. So Technical University is also working very hard. They are working with the industries for the development of the curriculum. But still, every industry is having their different demands for that. So we are regularly conducting an HR conclave in our campus. Every year, a HR conclave has been organized at our campus, where the leading HR professionals from the leading industries are visit our campus, they stay to our campus, they interact with our students and the faculty members, they audit our curriculum, whatever the curriculum that has been provided by the technical university, whether that has been appropriate for fulfill the demand of the industry or not, they regularly audit that. And if there is some lagging, they provide us the input. So these are the things which are lacking at this moment. So what we do is that, apart from the curriculum, we provide the training to our students in the campus itself. So in the regular college timing, we provide the training to our students and as well as the faculty also, because ultimately the faculties are going to deliver the curriculum for them. So there is a regular updation in the skills of the faculty and the student, and that is all we are giving it by the input of the industry. So that is one of the best initiatives that we are taking at this moment to enhance our curriculum activity. If there is any gap in the curriculum, that has been fulfilled by this gap. So we are in regular touch with our industry, that if there any gap in the curriculum for that, so we are regularly updating for that. So there is a regular training program which has been organized by the industry professionals or by the training institute. We signed an MOU with different training institutes for providing a training to our faculty and the students. So this training activity are regularly conducted at our campus in the regular college time. So there should not be any burden among the students. So this is how we basically providing or fulfill the gap of the curriculum which has been there because of the university affiliation.
Okay, sir. So that's a wonderful answer. My next question is, how do you help your students to cope with the competition being so high in the outside world?
Ma'am, competition as such is there is the competition. If there is a gap in the demand and supply, then there is competition. But what I feel from that, there is a ample job opportunity available. Whatever the industry which are coming in our campus recruitment, they are saying that "See, sir, we have the requirement of 6,000, 10,000 fresh graduates, like Infosys, TCS. They are recruiting the campus from all over the India. So they are having a huge requirement at this moment. So if the candidate is deserving, we don't have TCS says, sir, we don't have any problem. We can take all our we are 1,000 students from for your final student. But student has to touch certain level of the certain level. That is what actually sometimes miss in the students. So I think for deserving candidate, there is no lack of job opportunity. There is an ample job opportunity nowadays available. As far as the higher education is concerned, if you don't want to go for higher education, there are number of institutes are there. If you want to go for campus placement, then there is also a number of companies are visiting our campus. So as such competition, there is no as such competition for this moment. But still, we need to make our students competent enough so that they can be get recruited in the campus system. So what we are basically doing is for that, we in the first year itself, we we identify the skill set of the student. At what instant we conduct online test for the student from the professional online test companies, which take the online test and identify on which area the students are lacking. Is there they are lacking in communication skill? Is they are lacking in the reasoning ability? Is they are lacking in the mathematical ability, technical ability? That lacking has been identified by the online test exam. And from the first year itself, we provide the training to the students on the skill set which they are actually lacking. So there is a ANCAD is there. There are lots of industries are there which are conducting the AI based online test for the students. Where the students are looking, what is their weak point, what is their strong point. That all analysis has been done via that online test. So that we are doing, and from the first year itself, we are working on the students at what level they are looking, and based upon the test result, we work on the skill set of the students and try to enhance their skills so that when they reach into the final year, they should be industry ready. So that there should not be any problem for them if they are lacking in some skill set. That proper training has been provided to the students. So this is how we are working from the first year itself on the students to make them the industry ready professional.
So, any insights into how your college can be more welcoming to students of different races or economic backgrounds?
Uh, for that, madam, we have the scholarship facility. For example, the scholarships are also being provided by the central government, state government. Both agencies are providing the scholarship procedure for SC, ST, and other students. Even for the economical weaker students, the scholarship has been provided by the government. If suppose the students are not able to take the POMC, our institute is also providing a scholarship to the deserving candidates. So we also provide the scholarship to students. There is a topper policy. If the student tops in the university or the institute, we provide the fees waiver for those students. So in this way, if the student is deserving and he is suppose not able to pay his fees or not able to take his financial burden, so students, our institute do help such students for getting the financial help from the other financial institutes also. Recently, we have tie up with the financial institute where the final on a very low cost loan can be provided to our students. So we all, apart from benefiting from our fees from the central government, sir, there are many financial institutes which are providing the loan to the students on a very nominal cost for them. And in that case, the guarantor will become the institute. Institute will become the guarantor, and we are providing the loan facility for our students also. So these are the facilities that we are taking for the deserving students, so that the best is so that the finance should not be the hurdles for the student, for the deserving student in taking an admission to our student. Because ultimately, the good students are the strength of the any institute. So we do take care that a deserving student should get a proper financial benefits from the institute as well as the financial agency.
So, how do you tend to establish a healthy relation and environment in your institute?
For healthy relation and environment, friends, we are making our policies very trust. There is no But we being head, I am being the head of the institute. My responsibility is that there should not be any burden among the students. So whenever the students are facing any problem because of academic, because of the personal reason, he should be without any fear contact to his concerned faculty, to head of the department, or to the head of the institute. There is no burden that a student cannot contact him. So our academic policies are totally transparent. A student can question at any time of time, sir, why this happening? Why I'm getting this much of marks? Why this policy is here? So all the policies are touched. Even for the placement policies, the policies are very clear. All the things have been given to the students well in advance. Academic calendar are prepared where all the dates are being given to the students well in advance so that they can prepare accordingly. So if the policies are transparent, student knows each and everything in advance, so the atmosphere becomes quite healthy in the campus itself. Faculties, HODs, all are very cooperative with the students. If they face any problem, we are always there to help them. We have a teacher guardian facility where with every 10 student, there is a teacher guardian who is regularly interacting with the students in every fortnight and ask them what problem they are facing. Is there any academic problem they are facing? Is there any problem they are facing in the hostel or in their personal or anything, whatever? We have a psychological counselor appointed in our institute itself. He regularly conducts a meeting with the students. So if there are any problem with the students are there, then probably we come to know, and then accordingly the corrective measures has been taken well in advance. Sometimes we call the parents also to say this is what the problem the students are facing, this type of. So we work with the parents also, we work with the psychological counselor also, we work with the students also. We talk to their friends, see why the student is behaving in such a way, why his performance is down now. So all these activities, the students are very, the faculties are very cooperative with the students and they are working on that. So our academic policy is very transparent for that.
Mhm. So, sir, what do you think should be the college's top priority over the next 10 years?
Yeah, why I think at this moment is the top priority for any institute is to cope up with the technology which is changing nowadays, because technology is changing very fast every day. Now, if you want to fulfill the demand of any industry, then your top priority is to whatever the technology is changing, your student will be well equipped with that or will be well known with it. So we need to train our faculty. So technology is so rapidly changing that sometimes it becomes quite difficult to find the trained manpower for that particular technology. So I think in the next coming year, whatever the technology, the field of AI, in the field of machine learning, in the field of data science, whatever the new technologies that are emerging at this moment, to get a trained manpower which can teach the student is going to be the biggest challenge for the technical institution. So for that, we need to regularly update our faculties also. So for that, we have tie-up with the many industries for TCS, Infosys. The professionals from that industries are coming in our campus and train the faculties for that. Our faculties are also getting a certificate course from the Coursera, from the big universities like Michigan and Oxford. We have signed up MOU with the Oxford University so that our faculty members can get a certificate from the different courses which have been offered by the Oxford. So we have signed a different MOUs with them, and we are that is a continuous process in our institute, so that our faculty should get trained and that technical knowledge should be passed on to the student. This is what our ultimate aim is. So for us, I think the biggest challenge is to cope up with the technology and train our faculty members for that particular technology which has been changing in the recent years.
So my last question is, what is your vision for the field of engineering and technology over the next 10 years?
My vision for that is that we should be able to produce a manpower which should fulfill the demand of the industries. Many times it happens in the industry also that sometimes they're also unaware of that, what technology changes that has been going to happen in the industry in the next coming years. So ultimately, our aim is to develop a student which is a lifelong learner. It should not happen that the days are gone where you have taken a degree, you have studied for 4 years, and you are going to apply that knowledge throughout your career. That is not going to happen. You need to regularly update yourself with the latest technology. So my vision is, for our vision of the institute is to develop a lifelong learner. Right? So that's why we have apart from the curriculum, we do motivate the students to take extra courses from NPTEL, from Coursera, and the different industries, so that without the help of the faculty member, from the minimum help of the faculty member, they should be able to get the certificate and the thing. So our vision is to build up an manpower which is a lifelong learning, which doesn't hesitate if the technology gets changed, then they should not hesitate in adopting that technology. So our aim is to develop a student in such a way that they should become a lifelong learner. This is what our vision at this moment for our institute.
Okay, sir, thank you so much for such an enriching session. I'm sure that the thoughts that you have shared on this platform today will be deeply insightful for all the students. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much for calling me for this session.